Hi, Girl Scouts. Welcome to Greene Summer Camp 2022. We are at day 1. How can it be time for camp already? But here we are. So let's get started with our camp. So why are we called Greene Summer Camp? Well, we live in a place called Greene County, Virginia. It's actually that little red spot you see on that map of Virginia there. And when we're in person, we get girls from our county and then a couple others from surrounding counties near us. But the past 2 years and this year, we've been online. And we have girls from all over the United States. And we've even had a couple join in from overseas. So we are very excited to be here with you guys for another year. Now we know our format has changed again. And we hope that you hang with us as we figure out this new way, again, of doing camp so that we can still bring it to you. Because doing the lives that we had been doing last year, we couldn't make that work in our schedules this year. So this was really the only option we had for bringing a journey camp to you this summer. So we are excited to be back and hope that you guys are excited to be here. We know we've seen some very familiar names to us. So those of you that are joining us once again, yay for being back with us. For those of you that are new to Greene Summer Camp, welcome. We hope that you enjoy this week. So who are you working with? Well, I am Miss Beth, and you will see me on your videos and your lives throughout the week, and I do the content for our camp. Miss Tabitha is also in the picture here. Miss Tabitha manages all of our bundles. So when we are in person, we are co-directors for our camp, and Miss Tabitha is actually our camp nurse. But thankfully, when we're online, we don't need a camp nurse. So Ms. Tabitha took over the bundles when we started offering those. And we honestly weren't sure about doing them again this year, but you guys immediately started asking for them. So the bundles are back. We'll kind of cover that towards the end of the day if you haven't seen the content on the bundles. But we are excited to be back with you guys and hope that you enjoy this week's camp. We do structure our online camp a lot like our in-person camp. We do the same type of like agenda that we do. We don't have a snack station because you guys are basically on your own for snacks. Sorry, we couldn't swing that. But otherwise we do singing. We'll do games at least most days. I don't know that I got them in every day this year, but this year we're also trying to bring in some other Girl Scouts. So I've asked for some videos, and you'll see some faces for some other Girl Scouts that have offered to do videos with us for camp this year, which my 2 girls, Sophie and Grace, are very happy about because generally it's all on them to help me because they're the ones that are here and I can, get them to do all the helping that I need. So let's get started with our Girl Scout program for day camp, day 1. And we are going to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have some great Girl Scouts that will be leading us.
Hi, my name is Emma, and I'm in 37100.
My name is Grace, and we live in Maryland.
Will you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Girl Scouts. Now we are going to say our Girl Scout promise.
Hi, I'm Laura from Troop 1669, and I live in Fairfax, Virginia. Please join me in saying the Girl Scout promise. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura. So singing is a big part of our summer camp when we are in person, and we do bring that to our online summer camp. Yesterday, I posted a link to all the videos for the songs that we are doing this week. So I hope you had an opportunity to check that out. If you hadn't, that's okay. Our videos generally have the words along the bottom, or they are repeat after me songs. So some of these videos are the videos that we've been using since we went online. So this is like my Sophie and Grace. And this video right here, and this video was done 2 years ago. for camp. So they don't quite look exactly like this anymore because they keep growing. But the video is still great content and we're going to go ahead and use it. So Make New Friends will be your introduction song, our opening song every day this week. So hopefully if you don't know this song right now, you'll know it by the end of the week. So let's join in and sing.
Hello, Girl Scouts. My name is Sophie.
And my name is Grace.
And today we are going to be doing a sing-along for Make New Friends.
Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other gold. A circle's round, it has no end. That's how long I want to be your friend. I have a hand, and you have another. Put them together, and we have each other. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Thank you, girls. Thanks for bringing that song to us. So we're going to jump into our content for the week. And our first topic that we're going to talk about is taking care of ourselves. So the supplies that you needed today were a pencil and a piece of paper. If you don't have that, that's okay. But that's generally what we ask for each day that we're getting together. Sometimes like crayons or markers or colored pencils can be optional. But today that pencil and paper would really be all that you need. So our first topic that we're talking about is to take a few minutes and write down on your paper how you take care of yourself. So this is stuff that we do for our own wellness, our own well-being. If you're struggling with this, you can think about what you do in the morning after you get up and maybe even in the evening before you go to bed. Because those would kind of be daily wellness tasks that we have to take care of ourselves. But there could be tasks that we maybe only do weekly or every so often to help take care of ourselves. I don't want to just list off a bunch of stuff because I really want you guys to think about this and kind of take that moment to realize that we do have to take care of ourselves. If I just sit here and say stuff, then you're gonna sit there and just write it all down on the paper and say, yeah, look, I'm done. So, but what you can do is go in the chat and enter in what you have written down on your paper if you want to. This is not required. But if you want to, we would love to see what you do to take care of yourself. And one of the reasons we're talking about this is because we're going to talk more than about taking care of ourselves. But we have to realize that we have to take care of ourselves before we can do other stuff. So I'm going to give everybody just another few seconds to work on this, and then we'll keep going. Okay, if you need more time, go ahead and hit pause on the video, and we will still be here when you come back. But if you're ready to keep moving with us, then let's keep going. Like I said, we have to take care of ourselves before we can take care of anything else. So one of the things that we are going to talk about this week is how we might take care of pets or animals. And so, like I had said, we need to be able to take care of ourselves before we can take care of those pets. We aren't doing some of those self-care items for ourselves. It can be very hard to do that for someone else or something else, in this case being a pet. So this past week, I was able to have a couple conversations with some Girl Scouts, and I'm going to share those with you as we talk to them about the pets that they have. So let's sit back and listen, and feel free to put any questions in the comments as these conversations are happening. Maybe these Girl Scouts are online and they can answer them, or maybe somebody else has the same pet and they can help answer them. Maybe you have the same pet and you want to say, I have one too. So go ahead and interact if you want to, but hopefully we can all learn something about how to take care of a pet and just kind of what that entails, how it might be different for somebody else versus you. And we look forward to interacting with you. So let's get started. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We are excited to introduce another fun Girl Scout. So let's start off there. Can you share your name with everyone?
Julia.
Hi, Julia. Where are you from?
Texas.
Texas. I'm all the way in Virginia, and it's very hot here today. Is it hot there in Texas?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet. So I can tell what level Girl Scout you are, but can you tell everybody what level Girl Scout you are?
I'm a cadet.
You're a cadet. So does that mean you're a rising sixth grader?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, thanks for joining us today. Today we are going to have a conversation about pets, and I hear that you have a pet. What kind of pet do you have at your house?
I have 2 dogs.
2 dogs. All right, what are your dogs' names?
Mocha and Ruth.
Mocha and Ruth. Do you know how old they are?
Well, my dog Mocha is, I think, 3 years.
Okay.
And then my dog Ruth is about to turn 1.
Oh, so Ruth's still a puppy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Does Ruth have a lot of energy still?
Yes.
Yes. That's something special about puppies. Do you know how your family ended up with these dogs? Like, did you adopt them or did they come from someone you know?
We rescued both of them.
You rescued both of them. My family, all of our pets have been rescues too, so I am thrilled to hear that. Are your dogs, do they stay inside or do they only stay outside at your house?
Inside.
Inside and outside. That's how our dogs were when we had dogs too. Do you know if your dogs get along with any other animals? Like, have they been around any other types of pets?
Yes, my dog Mocha loves rats.
Rats?
Yes, I have 4.
She doesn't try to eat them?
No, she likes playing with them.
Oh, okay. Hopefully not inside the house, right?
Inside the house.
Oh, no. See, that's where Miss Beth is out of the picture. No. I'm sorry. We had a cat that brought a mouse in once, and that was the end. Yeah, no, I can't do that. So more power to your family there. So continuing talking about the dogs, do they like trips to the vet, or do they not like those trips?
Not really.
Do they like car rides?
Well, kinda. My dog Mocha doesn't, but my dog Ruth loves it.
Does she get treats when she goes on car rides?
Yes.
Yeah, that will do it. That'll do it. We were with some family recently, and they brought their pet on vacation, and she really liked the pup cups at the ice cream place. So I bet that can be a lot of fun too. Now, with your dogs, do you help take care of them in the house?
Yes.
Yeah, what kind of stuff do you do to help take care of them? Do you have some chores that you do or anything related to them?
Yes, I have to walk them, I have to play with them, I have to train them, and I have to put new water in their water bowl, and then I have to feed them.
Wow, so you said you have to walk them. Do they have like certain times of day they like to go for walks?
Yes.
Yeah. Do sometimes you not want to go for a walk when they want to go for a walk?
Yes, especially after I got done doing a 5K.
Oh, yeah, you already walked enough or ran, and then they were like, my turn, let's go, right?
Yes.
Dogs can be like that. You said you also train them. What do you train them to do?
I trained them to sit, stay, place, paw. I trained them to lay down, and I also can train them in check.
Wow, that's a lot of things. Now, so Mocha's the older one. I assume she knows those commands. Is the younger ones Ruth still learning those commands from you?
Yes, but she does know sit and paw.
Nice. So, let's see. In taking care of your dogs, do you also have to brush them, or give them baths, stuff like that?
Yes, I have to brush them, give them baths, brush their teeth, and trim nails.
Brush their teeth and trim their nails? Do they like to have their teeth brushed?
Sometimes.
What about their nails trimmed? Are they okay with like that little manicure pedicure, or do they not like that feeling on their little nails?
They don't. Mocha doesn't like it, but my dog Ruth is okay.
Yeah, I'm not very good at the nail trimming on pets myself. It kind of honestly freaks me out a little bit. So I'm very impressed that that's something that you're able to do. So is taking care of the dogs, especially maybe your new puppy, is that a lot more work than you expected it to be?
Yes.
Yes. What is more work than you expected?
Training her.
Yes, because did you get her when she was really tiny?
Yes.
Okay, so you had to teach everything, like how to ask to probably go outside and all of that and share food and toys maybe even, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that can be very, very hard. Now, you talked about rescuing your dogs. What would be something you would tell somebody that was thinking about rescuing a dog or adopting a dog that maybe they don't know about because they haven't had a dog?
I would say if you haven't had a dog, I would get kind of an older one, so that way, because they're more calmer than like a puppy.
That is a great tip. You know, the last dog we had, he was a senior dog, and we were able to have him for 5 years, and he was exactly that. He was calm, he loved to sleep, and he was the perfect addition to our family at that time because I was not looking for a puppy that had all that puppy energy. So, anything else you'd like to share with everybody about your dogs or the pets? You said you even do some pet sitting. So, anything else that you would like to tell our Girl Scout friends about?
Not really.
Okay, that's all right. Well, thank you for joining us today, Julia. We hope that you continue to enjoy camp this week, and we will now step off to our next session. All right, can everybody say thank you to Julia for that great conversation about taking care of her dogs, Mocha and Ruth? It was just a great conversation that I was able to have with her. So up next, we have another conversation with another Girl Scout about the pet that Girl Scout has. And I'll let you know right now it's not a dog. So maybe you can take a quick guess in our comments on what kind of pet you think our next Girl Scout has. But let's go ahead and hear from our next Girl Scout on how she takes care of her pet. Hi, everyone, again. I am excited to introduce everybody to another Girl Scout. So would you like to introduce yourself to our fellow Girl Scouts that are at camp this week?
Sure. My name is Haley, and I am a junior, and I'm going to be sharing about my leopard gecko.
Very cool, Haley. So do you know how old your gecko is?
A little bit over a year old.
Have you had this gecko since it was very tiny? I don't even know what a baby gecko is called, I'll be honest.
No, not really.
Okay. Do you know how old geckos live till?
I think they can live for about 15 years.
Oh, so owning a gecko is a pretty long commitment. Very cool. So how did you guys end up with a gecko? I mean, it's not a pet that everybody on the street has.
I can't remember, but I do know I was begging for one.
You were begging for one. So you specifically wanted this gecko. Very cool.
Oh,
do you have any other pets in your house besides the gecko?
No.
No? Do you know how the gecko reacts around other animals?
No.
No. All right. So this was an interesting question I was thinking about. Do geckos have to go to the vet?
Yes.
Why do they have to go to the vet? Do they get shots like our cat and dog pets do, or
No.
just in case they're sick?
Basically, if anything were to go wrong with the gecko, any illnesses, sometimes they can have stomach problems or eye problems, then you would take them to an exotic pet veterinarian.
An exotic pet veterinarian. That seems like it might be a little hard to find.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes their shed will get stuck on their bodies. They won't be able to get it completely off, like their toes. And then you can try to assist them with a warm bath, but sometimes it doesn't always work, and sometimes you have to take them in to have the shed removed from a vet.
Oh my goodness. See, all these things I didn't even know about having a gecko. So, Haley, do you help take care of this gecko?
Mm-hmm.
What would your chores be for taking care of a gecko?
Every about 3 to 4 days, feed him mealworms or hornworms.
And does he have, I don't even know, is it he or she? Do we know?
He.
And what was his name? I totally forgot to ask.
Echo.
Echo the gecko. I love it. Does Echo require a lot of water?
No.
No? All right. What about like a heat lamp? I know some reptile animals require a heat lamp. Do geckos require a heat lamp?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. All right. So that's a little familiar to me. Did you find that taking care of a gecko is more work than you thought it would be?
Kinda. Because sometimes you can lose the mealworms and very chaotic.
Yes, I would agree with that. And not something I would want just lost in my house. So, yeah, let's keep track of those, okay? If someone came up to you and said that they wanted to go get a gecko as their pet, what would be your number one tip for them?
I would say get maybe a 15-gallon tank or bigger. Bigger, like 45 gallon. Oh wait, 45 gallon.
That's really big.
Yeah.
You need to give them a lot of room, is what I'm understanding. Okay,
They
well,
like
that's
to
a good
explore.
tip because you probably think, well, you could get away with a small one for a little bit, and then you end up probably having to upgrade at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Well, anything else you would like to share with everybody about having a gecko?
He likes to watch the TV a lot.
Oh, does he have a favorite show?
Not really. He just watches whatever my dad watches.
That's kind of cool, though. I've seen other pets, cats or dogs do that too, and that's always pretty cool to see them, just so tuned into something we're used to. So, well, I want to thank you for joining me today to talk about geckos. I definitely learned something. I hope that our other Girl Scouts learned something about geckos. So, as you join us in our camp session next week, if people start to ask questions about geckos, feel free to help answer them, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. All right, thank you, Haley, for that great conversation on geckos. Do we have anybody else that has a gecko as a pet? I guess I knew that people had geckos as a pet, but Haley is the first person that I can say that I, kind of know that actually has a gecko. And I love that her gecko's name is Echo, so it's Echo the gecko, because that is just amazing. Amazing. So, Haley, thanks again for joining me in that conversation. And if anybody has any questions, go ahead and put them in chat. Haley said she would be trying to check in and see if she could help answer them. So as we keep going in our camp content today, our next part is about taking care of pets. Remember, we talked about taking care of ourselves, and I said we really have to learn how to take care of ourselves before we can take care of something else. So, taking care of a pet is a good way to kind of reinforce those skills that we have on taking care of ourselves. We had some of our Girl Scouts there talk about how they even had to pet or brush their dog's teeth. Well, that's a good reminder for us to brush our teeth too, right? So, in the next few minutes, I'd like you to write down on your paper how you take care of a pet. You can even draw a picture if you want. But you don't have to draw the picture, but just write down some ideas on how you would take care of your pet. Now, if you don't have a pet, guess what? You can still participate in this activity. You might talk about a pet that a family member has instead of you personally having a pet, or maybe even a neighbor. Or you might write down something about a dream pet. I don't know. Maybe you've been dreaming of a gecko. And Haley gave you some great ideas on what it takes to take care of a gecko. But I look forward to you guys sharing some of your pet care tips and suggestions over on Facebook in the comments while this video is there. So, write in there. But as always, it's not required to share. So if you don't want to share, that's okay. But we do love to see your comments and have the opportunity to interact with you, especially this year when I'm just here recording by myself. So, when you guys are commenting, that will be the time that I get to interact with you. So I look forward to hearing that. I left a question on here as if anybody dreams of a pet potbelly pig. I've known a few people that have had a pet potbelly pig. It's not something that I've ever dreamed about having, but they have loved their pet potbelly pigs. That's hard to say. I don't know why I picked that as an example, but give it as something that, like I said, if you don't have a pet, you can still participate. So take an opportunity. I'm going to give you guys a few more seconds to finish this before we keep going in our content. So finish writing down your last ideas on your paper. All right, let's keep going. So we talked earlier about how important singing was to our camp. So each day we're going to have a song, and then at the end of the week we do all of our songs together, because what's more fun than that? So today's song is Bazooka Bubblegum. And back when my Girl Scouts, so Grace and Sophie, who are singing this song for you, were little daisies, we would come home from camp week and they would just keep singing and singing and singing and singing. And I'd give our camp director a hard time about it. I was like, they just won't stop singing. But that was one of the many joys of camp. So I hope that this week, these songs are like that for you, and you just keep singing them because you enjoy singing them so much. So let's go ahead and join in on singing some Bazooka Bubblegum, okay?
Hello, Girl Scouts. My name is Sophie. And my name is Grace. And today we are going to be doing a sing-along for Bazooka Bubblegum. Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. Say what? Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. I can't hear you. Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. My mom gave me a penny. She said to buy a henny. I did not buy a henny. Instead, I bought some bubblegum. Bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. Say what? Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. I can't hear you. Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. My mom gave me a nickel. She said to buy a pickle. I did not buy a pickle. Instead, I bought some bubblegum. Bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. Say what? Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. I can't hear you. Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. My mom gave me a dime. She said to buy a lime. I did not buy a lime. Instead, I bought some bubblegum. Bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. Say what? Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. I can't hear you. Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. My mom gave me a quarter. She said to buy some water. I did not buy some water. Instead, I bought some bubblegum. Bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. Say what? Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. I can't hear you. Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. My mom gave me $1. She said to buy a collar. I did not buy a collar. Instead, I bought some bubblegum. Bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. Say what? Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. I can't hear you. Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. My mom gave me a $5. She said to stay alive. I did not stay alive. Instead, I choked on bubblegum. Bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. Say what? Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. I can't hear you. Bubblegum, bazooka, zooka, bubblegum. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
All right, thank you guys. So up next, Sophie and I are actually going to play a game together, and you guys can play along with us, but I figured it would be more fun if you guys got to watch somebody interact with me while I did this game. So I did this recording with Sophie, and I hope you guys enjoy laughing along with us as we played this game. Hi, up next, we are going to play a game, and I have a special guest with us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Sophie, and I'm a senior Girl Scout.
All right, let's play our game. Our game is called, What's the Baby Animal Called? And our first animal type is a cat. So what is a cat's baby animal called?
A kitten.
I'm glad you knew that one. Way to go. All right, our next animal is a guinea pig. Do you happen to know what a baby guinea pig is called?
I do. It's called a pup.
Wow. She totally cheated on that, y'all, because we had so many technology glitches to make this work. So it is a pig or a pup. Yes, see, she didn't know that I put both in there. All right. Our next animal is a pig. Do you know what a baby pig is called?
I do not know what a baby pig is called.
You don't know what a baby pig's
I
called?
don't.
A piglet?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Ours has two other names.
I've never heard of this.
Okay, well, let's keep going and see. All right, how about a rabbit? Do you know what a baby rabbit is called?
A bunny.
A bunny? Or a kitten or a kit. So when we see a baby bunny in the yard, we could yell that there's a kitten out there and confuse everybody.
Or we can just say there's a bunny.
Or we could just say there's a bunny. Very true. All right, what's up next? A turtle. Do you know what a baby turtle is called? Can you guess?
Tadpole.
That would be a baby turtle. A hatchling. Everybody, a baby turtle is called a hatchling. All right. Up next is a snake. Do you know what a baby snake is called?
It is called a snakelet.
Very good. Or it can be a hatchling snake or a neonate. I think that's how you say that last one. So I hope you guys had some fun guessing along with us as we played What's the Baby Animal Called? And had enjoyed us laughing, at least, because that is what this is all about. So thanks for enjoying this game with us, and we will keep going with our camp content. All right. Well, obviously, Sophie needs to work on her baby animal names a little bit. So we've had some good laughs about her answers since I played that game with her. So I hope you guys enjoyed playing along with us. So up next, we are going to do our closing song. I do have a couple slides after this, so don't just move off of our video as soon as we're done singing, because I'll cover the couple other pieces of information that I have to share with everybody right after we do this song, okay?
Hello, Girl Scouts. My name is Sophie.
And my name is Grace.
And we are going to be doing a sing-along for TAPS. Day is done, gone the sun, from the lake, from the hills, from the sky. All is well, safely rest, God is nigh. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
All right, thank you girls for singing for us again today. All right, so this is a reminder about our camp bundle, and I talked about that at the very beginning. So what is the camp bundle? When we were in person, the girls would get a t-shirt and a fun patch for each camp that we did. And since we started doing the journey content, the leaders would take care of that piece. But since we've been online, we've offered this to our local girls. And then we had a request to start offering it to basically everybody who's joining us online. So this is completely optional, okay? This is not required. I want everybody to understand this is not required at all. But you can get all or part of this bundle. So the bundle options are a t-shirt. You can pick white or blue. You can pick if you want a fun patch, and then you can pick if you want a journey. I have a picture of the books here, just because that was an easier picture to show, but it's actually the journey patch for the level that you want. Now, if you are a bridging girl this summer, you can pick if you want it at the lower level or the higher level. My girls in my troop always go for the next level up because we bridge at the end of the school year. So that's just something to keep in mind. And a journey is a requirement if you are going for your bronze, silver, or gold. If you've done the lower level higher award below that, then you just need to do one journey. If you have not, then you would need to do two. If you have questions on that, just let us know. You'll see other posts in regards to the bundle on the Facebook page. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop any comments there. Invoices are coming out. They will slow down a little bit this week because Miss Tabitha is out of town with limited signal. So just be patient with us on that. All orders are due by Wednesday, and then the invoices have to be paid. We only order what is paid for. Okay, you are here in my home office. This is the only space we have. We don't have any overhead or storage or anything along that. So if we get an order for a certain number of fun patches, that's all we order. We don't get a bunch of extra just to have them sitting around, okay? So if you have questions on that, definitely let us know. And day one is done. Oh my goodness, how did that happen? We hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have feedback on this format, how this worked for you, definitely let me know. We are always interested in feedback, but at the same time, we know that, we kind of have to work around some limitations that we have, but we hope that you guys have been able to engage with us. Let us know why did you pick this camp for this summer? Was it because it was online? Was it because you needed a journey? If you have any other comments or questions, feel free to send us an email. Email address is right there. Remember, Greene has that E at the end of it, like we talked about at the beginning. And we will join you right back here tomorrow night or whenever you are watching for day 2. So we hope to see you then. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.